Prepare to delve into an abyss of uncertainties and anguish. On July 19, 2017, the silence of the small town of Papagayos, in Argentina, was brutally shattered by the disappearance of Lucas Bolotti, a young man whose innocence resided in the mind of a child trapped in an adult body. Since that fateful day, the truth remains hidden in the shadows, leaving only a family in perpetual suffering. Witness the story of a desperate search, where every clue slips away like sand through fingers, and hope becomes a distant echo. The mother, Estela, clings to the painful certainty that her son was not lost, but was torn from their home. The authorities, initially skeptical, seem to navigate a sea of empty assumptions, while time becomes the relentless enemy of truth. Immerse yourself in this episode and question with us. What dark secrets lie hidden behind the apparent tranquility of Papagayos? Where was Lucas taken, if he was taken at all, and what was the cruel motive behind his disappearance? Could a sinister human trafficking network have swallowed this vulnerable young man? This is not just a report, but a silent cry for answers. If any spark of memory ignites in your mind, if you possess the slightest piece of information, we implore you to get in touch. Your help could be the light in the darkness of this story. Hello everyone, welcome to the True Crime Files Investigations channel. If you are a lover of real criminal stories, get ready for an exciting marathon. Every week, we will explore shocking and remarkable cases, the most complex and intriguing ones, with an in-depth analysis of the details and motivations behind each event, which leads us to question human nature. Subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos, and ensure you're always up to date with our exclusive content. Leave your like to strengthen our community and motivate me to bring more and more impactful and unprecedented stories. Get ready to discover the backstage of the crime world, learn about the failures of the judicial system and the stories of victims fighting for justice. Welcome to an investigative and emotional journey. I count on you on this journey. The truth is about to be revealed. So, fasten your seatbelts, because the investigation begins now. On a fateful July 19, 2017, the small and tranquil town of Papagayos, in San Luis, Argentina, became the stage for a painful mystery. On that date, Lucas Bolotti, a young man of just 24 years old, was last seen. Since then, and up to the moment these words are written, a veil of uncertainty hangs over his fate, leaving a family in anguish and a perplexed community. Lucas had arrived in Papagayos with his mother, Estela, and his stepfather, coming from the distant General Rodriguez, in the province of Buenos Aires. The family's dream was to build a home in the peaceful Parage El Recuerdo. A Wednesday morning marked the last instant Lucas was seen. He was playing carefree with his toy cars in front of the house when, suddenly, as if the earth had swallowed him, he disappeared without a trace. Despite his chronological age, Lucas's mind was that of a 5-year-old child, a result of a severe developmental delay. This condition made his vulnerability even more evident. From the first moment she noticed her son's absence, Estela carried the agonizing certainty that someone had taken him. Initially, the local police seemed inclined towards the hypothesis that Lucas might have gotten lost on his own, believing they would find him wandering around the locality. However, the mother, with a heavy heart, insisted on the possibility of a kidnapping. Her words echoed a mother's despair. Any detail, no matter how small, could be crucial. Lucas's face is unmistakable. His eyes are wider apart than usual. He is missing his 2 front teeth, and he hardly speaks. It's rare to find someone with all these characteristics together. The lack of progress in the investigation only increased her frustration. They say they have no leads. Their theory is practically that the earth swallowed him, because Lucas hasn't been found, the truck hasn't been found, the van hasn't been found, his glasses haven't been found, absolutely nothing has been found. The first to initiate the searches were the police officers from the substation 16 of Villalarca, soon reinforced by more officers and even cowboys from the region. The sweeps extended over a radius of 3,000 meters around the point where Lucas disappeared, the so-called zero zone, but no concrete clues emerged. 2 months after the disappearance, the provincial government offered a reward of 500,000 Argentine pesos in the hope of obtaining information that would lead to Lucas's whereabouts. During this period of intense searching, Estela came across dark rumors about a possible network of child trafficking operating between Argentina, Chile, and Bolivia, a discovery that certainly increased her apprehension. As in cases of great commotion, several psychics approached the family, claiming to have visions about what had happened to Lucas. However, none of their claims translated into tangible leads. Other conflicting information suggested that he had been seen in Uruguay. His mother, knowing her son's motor limitations, ruled out the possibility of him having gone that far alone. Lucas's motor skills were reduced. He couldn't have gone very far on his own, she insisted. Judge Patricia Besso, responsible for the case, adopted a cautious stance regarding the kidnapping hypothesis. She stated that there were no elements that would allow her to formulate a concrete hypothesis about what crime Lucas might have been a victim of, but assured that if new evidence emerged, the legal classification of the case would be reviewed. In March 2018, 2 news items related to the case emerged. The first vehemently denied the involvement of Lucas's father in his disappearance, a rumor that had spread on social media as a result of a supposed family dispute over the young man's custody. The second piece of information reported that 2 young people claimed to have seen Lucas on a minibus accompanied by another man, who was not Mr. Rodriguez. However, this lead also did not yield concrete results. In 2021, the police seized a cell phone in the locality, a device that, inexplicably, was only examined almost 2 years later, in December 2022. The information contained in the device, at least up to the present moment, remains unknown, even to Lucas's family. Months after this belated discovery, the National Security Ministry increased the reward to 1.5 million pesos, in the vain hope that a larger financial incentive might encourage someone to provide relevant information. In an interview given during those years of anguish, Estela's voice carried the weight of hopelessness. "We have no definite leads, and the ones that emerged were not valued, they were neglected, they were lost in time, and they ended up in nothing." In May 2024, a glimmer of hope appeared when a woman alerted Estela about the possibility of having seen Lucas in the vicinity of an ice cream parlor in General Rodriguez. However, the painful truth came to light. It was someone else. Estela's only relentless search is for answers. Knowing the truth is the only thing we want, and of course, that whoever did this pays. But I, at least, would sleep more peacefully. We would all sleep more peacefully knowing that he is not suffering. Even if he is alive, he is alive. And if he is not alive, may he not be suffering. I can't understand how no one saw anything. The place is small and it was a very safe place where we were. Someone came in and took him, and it's inconceivable that no one witnessed anything. Months later, a macabre find brought new apprehensions. Skeletal remains were found in the city of Villa Mercedes, also in San Luis. Faced with this discovery, the Fiscal Management Unit of the 2nd District reported that comparative tests would be carried out with the genetic profiles of missing persons in the province, including Lucas's. However, until December 2024, and despite the justice system's assurance that the DNA would be compared with that of Lucas's parents, this crucial analysis had not been carried out, prolonging the family's agony. Lucas Bolotti is approximately 1.50 meters tall and, in addition to the developmental delay, suffers from myopia and communication difficulties. Over the years, it is possible that his appearance has changed, with the growth of a beard, which could differentiate him from the photos initially released. The last time he was seen, he was wearing blue pants, wire-rimmed glasses, a red sweatshirt, and sports shoes. If you have any information, no matter how small it seems, or can provide any relevant data in the search, please contact the emergency number 911 immediately, the Missing Children Organization, by calling 0800 333 5500, or through the Facebook page dedicated to a search, Buscamos a Lucas Bolotti. Every detail could be the key to unraveling this painful mystery and bringing some relief to Lucas's family. Thank you so much for watching this story. Your presence and support are essential for me to continue creating quality content. So, if you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes. Your subscription and comments are fundamental for me to keep bringing quality content. Leave your opinion in the comments, always with respect for the victims, and together let's build an even better community. Thank you so much for following my work, and I'll see you in the next episode.